I got your attention. Look guys, we all like tools. That's why you're here. But let's talk about when is a good time to buy expensive tools. They're all larger wrenches. I tried to get all 19mm. Unfortunately, by the time I had tracked down all of these from their different sets, I realized this Craftsman set only goes up to 18. But what I'm getting at is these kind of go from cheap to gradually more expensive. Without talking about what's up at the top, I've already told you that this is a Craftsman wrench. Now, there isn't a whole lot of difference at the business end of these wrenches, except for when it comes to this last wrench, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But when I first look at these, there's an obvious quality difference in the finish. This kind of a dull, grainy finish gets a little bit better, has a stamped dimension in it. Polish and finish on that is really nice, and then that's even better yet. Now, the performance of these tools is dramatically different, even though they all do the same thing. One of my favorite wrenches is a Snap-on Flank Drive Plus. Now, I'm going to talk about what makes the Flank Drive special, but before I tell you about what makes it special, we're going to take this piece of paper away and I'm going to show you the rest of these wrenches, and you'll kind of see something funny that I noticed when I was putting this video together. Is as our price increases, so does the length of our wrench, which is significant, right? We're dealing with a lever. We have more torque with this lever than we do with this lever. So even though these are both 19mm wrenches, I'm going to clearly have more power if I can fit this wrench in the same location. So there's step one. As we go up in price, we tend to get a longer wrench, which in turn develops more turning power. So that's one of the reasons to spend a little bit more money. Two, this is likely a cast wrench. I don't really know for 100%, but it was probably just poured and cast. Now, it's not going to be as strong as something that's forged, and on this wrench you can see that it says forged in USA. Now, that is going to behave better than a cast wrench. This says drop forged in China, but we all know that I don't know as if I trust that. I've seen these things break off right at the jaw, whereas you don't really ever see that with these Craftsman wrenches. I mean, at least I haven't. So, now let's carry it a little bit further. What do you get if you spend a little bit more money nowadays? And this is a Husky wrench. It's got a nice finish. It's nothing really special. What I don't like about it is it's thin. And that might be something that you might like about a wrench when you have to use two side-by-sides. But these wrenches up here are thinner, which causes them to have less contact with your fastener. And in scenarios with the Northeast up here, we deal with rusty fasteners. Now, if you don't have a lot of surface area to begin with and you start wrenching on stuff, you'll tend to strip and round fasteners quite frequently. So if you spend a little bit more money yet, you'll get into what this video is pretty much about. And here it is. These are Snap-on wrenches. And again, I don't typically buy Snap-on stuff. I like it. I appreciate nice tools. Don't get me wrong, they make nice stuff. But they also charge a lot of money for their stuff. And you can get really good stuff for less money elsewhere. So with that said, this is one of the things that I really enjoy that Snap-on makes. And it's because I've personally firsthand experienced the advantages of having these wrenches. Most of the mechanic friends that I have, that I've worked with in the past, have had sets of these wrenches themselves. And so I've watched people do things with these when you get stuck and you don't have enough power or you've stripped off the fastener, or the jaw of the tool is opened up and you just can't get it. I'm telling you, the little bit extra that you get with these flank drives, between the extra length that Snap-on gives you and the real good stuff, which is all up in here. And hopefully my camera gives you a good view of this, but this is what makes their wrenches better than others. And they were one of the first, and I'm I can't be sure that they were the first. Obviously, there's a big world of tools, but I do know that they were the first to really push these, I don't know what you call them, serrations in the jaw or whatever it is. But it's not only these lines in the jaw. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, there's kind of a relief here. And the way these are designed is they one, those teeth dig in, but two, the actual jaw of this is substantially wider than pretty much all those other wrenches besides Craftsman. I'll show that to you here if I can. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully the light isn't horrible. But that's going to translate to more wrench contact with the fastener. The other thing is this style tool grabs on the corners. This style tool will eventually grab into the sides. So it'll go to slip off and it will actually kind of wad material up. That is the only time I don't recommend these fasteners or these wrenches, is with fasteners that you care about not marking them up, such as hard cap chrome, finished bolts. You wouldn't want to use this to work on, like, Harley head bolts, because they're finished in that nice chrome hard shell. This will dig right into that and it'll likely chip it right off. That's when you want to try to really use a standard wrench. So that's what these wrenches are in my house. They are like a last resort. I pretty much use everything else before these, and when I get stuck and everything else fails, I will go get this. Where these others fail, this will get you by. There is a difference. There are other manufacturers kind of imitating this jaw design where they're trying to grab the sides of the fastener instead of the corners. And I can't really speak for them. I do know that these Snap-on wrenches do their job and that they're worth the money that Snap-on sells them for. And, dealing with your local Snap-on dealer, if you got a good one, it's not a bad thing to buy from them. You won't regret it. This in screwdrivers. Snap-on makes the best screwdrivers, hands down. So tell me if you have a better wrench. If you think Matco, Mac, even if you think Milwaukee makes a better wrench, somebody tell me what you think. But when it comes down to a standard crescent wrench, who does it for you? I have some good examples here. We got Husky, Craftsman, and then a no-name. The other thing, I kind of wanted to laugh when I laid these out and looked at them, and I'm pretty sure you all noticed this right now. We got the writing, and then Craftsman goes and flips theirs upside down. So I can't really figure out. Apparently Craftsman reads their wrenches from the closed end to the open end. Everybody else goes from the open end to the closed end. Alright, that's it for this week, guys. Please check the channel out for other tool-related content. And if you like what you see, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.